Good afternoon. Welcome to Hartwood Turning in the Stable Studio. Hope you've all had a very good Christmas and a start to the new year has been good for you. Some of these guys that I've got working with me today, they've not had such a good start. Let's go and have a look, see who we've got. Go there. And go there. We've got Peter of the Twisted Trees in today.
Hi, everyone.
As the technical expert. We've got William in as another technical expert and the supplier of the said piece of wood. And we've got Terry from TJ Turning.
Afternoon, everybody. Welcome aboard.
The happy man who's got a new hip.
Currently lounging in the office.
Apparently he's become a hipster now suddenly. I don't know how that happened. But,
I've still got my old hipster trousers back in the 1970s. They fit.
Flares on the bottom, no?
They fit. Flares on the bottom, yeah.
Did you just pat your belly and say they still fit?
I'm still as slim as I used to be.
Yeah, right there.
Well, ish.
We're not believing any of that. I've got my tea again, guys, so we're okay. We're ready to go. So let's have a look at this piece of wood. William's going to tell us about this piece of wood.
Not much to tell about it, really.
So I'm just going to show you the piece of wood, and then William's going to tell you what it is. Where is it? Try that. There's this nice small piece of wood.
Put it on full screen.
Wait a minute, I'll put this on full screen so as you can see what we're talking about. There we go.
There.
So William donated this piece of wood to the channel. Thank you, William. Appreciate that.
So that means you're not paying me for it.
Oh, right, sorry. Oh,
the Scotsman.
Well, I've said now it was donated, so it's just out
there.
Look at the
have to
troll.
run with it,
so this is a nice piece of spalted beech. Is that right, William?
It is, yeah.
Spalted something. It's got some
was
nice
cut in Carlow about 3 years ago.
There you go. And William processed it and rough turned it. So I'll let you see the overhead. There's
How
the
long
shape
ago
of
was it rough turned?
About a year and a half ago, I'd say.
All right.
It's roughly 3 3/4 inches in depth. And it is, let me go to there again. Currently, in one direction, it is 15 3/8. And on the other direction, with the grain, if you like, it is 15 3/4. So we have a little bit to lose to make it, bring it back in around. If I just spin that up slowly for you, you'll see that it's not kind of all that well balanced. Didn't like the noise that made when that started up there. That made a little bit of a funny noise.
Double check the chuck.
Like something was loose. Yeah, because I put it on the chuck last night. It's been sitting here all night, so we'll just double check the jaws are tight. It's in a tenon, or a mortise rather. Yep, that's nice and tight. The chuck is secured
on, maybe just starting up.
The chuck is secured on the lathe. Maybe the lathe was struggling to turn this bowl. There's no noise now. That's fine. So it is a bit out of shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the back. Start from here and try and make some outside shape and get the outside cylindrical or round. It's like a little Santa Claus just here. Like.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of spalting in it and all sorts of lines and different kinds of texture. So we're going to have a little go at this with a 1/2 inch bowl gauge just to start with. But what I will do is I'm going to give myself all the support I can give myself. So I'm going to bring my tailstock up, and rather than put a hole in the bottom, I'm just going to use this little pressure pad, stick that on my step center, bring that up to there, and just wind that in. And that'll just give me a little bit of extra support whilst I'm working on the outside, and I'll be in the firing line when I'm working on the outside. So the more support you can have, the better. And I'll also use my face shield. So I'm using this acrylic face shield. So
I just spotted a comment. They're discussing the spalting, and Andy Woodward Learner said, "Rex, no, it's spalting. Age streaks are on Brian."
Very funny. Very funny. Right, so some of you guys can tell me who's in the chat, and
Yeah.
I'll start telling this.
Yeah, treat it.
You can do that, Terry. You got the new hip.
Oh, right, of course I have. Yeah. Well, first in my chat is Michael McEwen. He must have been there all night waiting, and followed by Lewis at Klondike Craftsman. Gary Glass is also in. You'll see William and Pete put their stamp on it. Further down the list, we come to Chris Dodds. Pardon me. And Paul Titan, the Grisby Turner, has joined us. Now I just lost my place because it all jumped. After which, there we go. Rex B is also in. Todd Glencoe Woodworks is in. Steve Hale is in. Ward Wilson. Colin Turn. David Heath. Guildford Carpenter is also in, followed by Amy De Angelis. And Robert from Modgepodge Woodworks is also in. Robert, nice to see you there. Gentleman Woodturner's in. John Scarborough, Chris from Bailey Woodworks. Further on down the list, Wood Turnings with Barry is in. Andy Woodwork Learner is in, as we've heard already. Wesley Hanna has joined us. Following on down through as quick as I can, and it jumps again now. Oh, we're nearly there. Alex of Wooden Things has joined us. Wood Turnings with Barry has joined us. Roger Mills, Mike Q from Ilminster. And Steve Ash, the Learner Turner. And I think Don Richard Feelings just joined us. So there we are. That's them, those who are there at this moment. Welcome aboard, everybody. Brian is turning a bowl, which was pre-turned. Mark Whittington's just joined us as well. Any questions, of course, because I'm all bad eyesight. Pete's bad earsight. And William's bad, whatever he's got.
Everything.
Put some question marks. Capital question marks to do. We can see it's a question.
Yeah, bigger
Or we
than
may
that.
miss it.
So I'm kind of
Right,
working
yeah,
towards
Forty-six
it.
watching at the moment.
Thank you, guys.
done.
We started off before we mounted it. We flattened off this the foot, and we're working from the foot outwards to try and get this to come into round. But it isn't half tearing it out, I have to say.
Rex
It's been
B
a
wants to
little
know
bit
how many.
more
Rex B wants to know how many new smocks you got, Brian.
I haven't got any new smocks. Oh, I tell a lie. I got a new smock today in the post. But it's a special occasion only.
Special occasion.
Yep.
Charlie Taylor's just joined us. Hi, Charlie. What is that sort of special occasion? Sort of like when you turn a whole bowl yourself, or
when I turn something complete, yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I got a question. Why are you turning it that way around?
Sorry?
Why are you turning it that way around?
Why am I turning it this way around? Well, what
Why
I'm
not
trying
use
to
a
do,
friction plate and turn it normally?
well, I suppose I could have, but it's just that once I got it mounted in the truck, I just thought I'll leave it there and I'll do something different just for a change. And all I'm trying to do is take away, there's a bit of a hump here. So all I'm trying to do is take that away, and then we'll do a nice finishing cut on the way in. The same as we would have done normally. Just need to move the tool rest. So bring the tool rest round a bit.
Andy Woodward Learner said, "Is there anyone so poorly we should be worried about them?"
We all are. Donations available.
Nobody's so poorly we should be worried about them, but there's a few that you should worry about anyway.
Even if they're not poor, there's a few you got to worry about.
Yeah.
a hard bit of wood. Now,
It is.
It's
It's bone dry.
very, very dry.
Let's have a look at that. See where we are. Right. We're almost to a place where we can start cutting it correctly. Back to there. There you go. It's better. So I'm using this cut rather than trying to come at it from here and being beat to death by the vibration and the bounce. I can actually see the ghost down in here, and I can't see it over there. So there's no point looking up there. I can't see where I'm going.
It's a good 1/4 inch out around.
It
Yeah,
is
isn't
a,
it?
it is a
There.
full 1/4 inch out. In fact, it's nearly half an inch out around. It's 15 3/8 and then 15 3/4.
What gauge you using there?
This is a 1/2 inch.
Right.
Robert
Just looked a
Crombie
bit
gold.
small against the size of the blank.
Yeah, it's a large blank.
Mm,
Well, it's not a large blank. It's a large half-turn bowl,
yeah.
or 7/8 turns in reality. Question there from Amy for you, William. What was it like when you rough turned it?
There's actually wet wood is really easy to turn, you know, because it was probably around 30% moisture when I turned it.
So it was a nice bit of fun, wasn't it, I expect?
Oh yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely turning wet wood. I probably turned maybe 8 or 10 of those the one day, you know.
Mm.
We still haven't touched
Yeah,
this bit here.
you can see the difference in color there.
We're almost everywhere else, so we just keep going just for a minute or two. Bring this round a little bit forward.
What's the speed?
We've only got it running at 400, so we'll crank it up to about 600 seems if we've got tailstock support. Now that we've got some of the bounce away.
Now I've got to go back to work, which means he's going downstairs and he'll turn it on back when he gets down there.
Rob from Copper Row returning has joined us. Hello, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Welcome along, everybody who's in.
45 good people in at the minute.
Lovely to see them all in, isn't it? Lovely to see them.
Shortened that a little bit, still got a bit there to go yet. And we're going to come this way now, just take that off now. That should be that, I think. Still just a tiny little bit there. It's just this size now. Just a little bit more.
Amy said, "Sorry, William, but all I think of when you talk is
I
Father
just
Ted.
after reading
I love
that.
that show."
Appreciate that.
Brilliant.
Come in a dog collar next.
I'll have to get the comments back up.
Father Ted Grilly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yep, we're all the way around now, so that's it round on the outside now. And we'll just finish off this, try and do something with the shape now. Bring that back right there. Just check how much I've got left on here. Just over that corner. I've got that much left, so we can go a little bit further.
Still got your inside to true up, mind.
Yeah, it's still have the inside, yeah. Well, that's the reason for taking it nice and gently and not try to take too much. Like I just did there. Back to here.
Like you just did there. Question for you there, Lewis. William. From Lewis.
Oh, yeah. What ratio of diameter to wall thickness do you use when roughing, William? I have no ratio. I tend to, once I go over 13, 14 inches, I leave them around 25 to 30 mil. And it seems to do.
Andy, door 60's in.
Hi, Andy.
Andy.
So when you get a bowl that big finished, it's difficult to know what to do with it because most people don't like that size of bowls, do they?
No. So I'm just trying to do a little shear scrape just to blend the base and that side in. Without causing a whole lot of tear out.
Yeah, Lewis says he leaves an 1/8 of an inch wall
Yeah, I've
thickness
just seen it there. Yeah,
per diameter per inch diameter.
yeah. Depends on the species of wood. I know beech will elongate on the grain a good bit, so that's why I tend to leave them a little bit chunkier.
Also gives you more options to
Yeah,
finalise the shape.
design change. Yeah,
More meat
yeah.
there.
Not bad. We've got a bit of a bump here, so we'll just go back in there again and finish that off and take that into the bottom. About there somewhere.
That's looking good now.
See, the answer to that, Gary. Gary said, had a great start to 2023. Turned, measured, mortised twice, cut once, shaped, sanded, coloured, lacquered the outside of the bowl, turned it round to remount on chuck, and the mortise was too big. That just means you need to go spend some money on a new chuck and jaws.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You can always turn it later when you get your new chuck and jaws.
Yeah.
Chris Dodd says he finds that if he turns the inside smaller than the outside, that works for him.
It's not quite happy with the shape of that. Just a little bump just here.
I turned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 funnels yesterday. No, the day before yesterday.
Obviously on purpose.
Yeah.
Making funnels.
Yeah, I was going to say you didn't tell us that if it wasn't on
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah.
No, they were just spaces to put my ducting in for my heater.
Is that nice and warm now?
Yeah, I've got the temperature set to 14 degrees. And it's just ticking over at that now.
Try to do this so that I've got as little sanding as possible. Get as nice a cut as I can. And those little shear cuts are working grand.
Morning to Brent Beecroft. Brent.
Hi, Brent.
I think that'll be perfect. I'm just going to tidy up that foot so as we've got a nice square edge on that foot.
Lewis has made a good suggestion. He says he likes to bring the inside into balance before finishing cuts on the outside, so you can get the speed up.
Yep, good point.
Good point, is right, absolutely, 100%. We'll take a look at that in a minute, Lewis. So I've just swapped a 10mm bow gauge just to put a nice square edge in there. So we've got a nice square edge on that foot. We'll do something with that foot later, of course.
Old Drew's got a
Oh.
question. So what's that digital spray on the tailstock? Is it standard or an addition?
No,
Just
it comes
standard
as
on the
standard on this lathe.
Yep, comes to standard on the 508 Axminster lathe. You set your
Now we'll lose the
tailstock
tailstock.
depth with it. You can preset it to 0 every time you get to where you want to be.
So if I switch it on there now and
Switch
zero
to
it,
0.
it'll go into a minus figure now. What this tailstock does need is an electronic winder, an electric winder, because it takes forever to wind it and it's that long. I want to take the step center right. That's why I'm doing it. Get that way out of the way. And now we'll have a go at the inside. He says.
What speed
On
were
the
you getting
digital
up to there, Brian?
display,
The speed I've got currently on the lathe, let me just have a look. 675.
Yeah, it's pretty close to what you want.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
so
about
hold
about
it,
it,
right,
do plenty
700.
enough.
I can maybe do another cutting the outside, but I'll do what Lewis suggests and
okay,
try and cut the inside. Because
Just
I think
balance
there's
it
be
up
a
a
bit
bit.
to go.
camera.
Oh yeah, good plan. Might have to do something different with that camera. Because I'll be in the way, I think. Well, maybe not. Yeah, well, actually. Just have a look here and see where we are. I'll just go back to the 1/2 inch again for a minute. Just to keep a little bit of weight in the chisel. Whoops. Whoops. Better now. Just have a look in there and see what's happening in there. See how round we are. Right, that's round all the way around there. We've got about
Not much. 3/8
no, there's a good bit of that.
average.
A bit more, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a good 15 mil there. So that's okay, that'll do. Let's just get the bottom. Let's try to get the bottom the same. We've still got about 30 mil in the bottom. But getting across the bottom might be difficult. So
60
we'll
mil.
change
60
this
degree.
5/8.
That's the one.
Change to 5/8 and let that run across the bottom. Start from here and see can we take that across and see how flat we can get. just take that. We'll just take this next inch or so down here.
Ruby Claire's just joined us. Hello, Ruby.
Hi, Ruby.
Hi, Ruby.
Still got a fair amount of bounce out here, haven't we? You guys can hear that, obviously. Just in the bottom there.
Hugh, wouldn't it be nice to join us? Hello, Hugh.
I'd be inclined to
Hi,
not
Hugh.
worry about that bit just yet. Just get the bottom into balance.
Yeah. How deep's your mortise, by the way?
It's about six mil, I think, in around that.
Yeah, it's about between 6 and 7 mil, I think.
You should be able to get an extra 200 RPM now.
Yep, I just want to bring that toe rest in a little bit more so it's more in the same angle as the bottom. If I can. Without it rubbing on the toe post. Slide a bit more over that way. Oh, just a fraction. That should be perfect now. Let's turn the speed up there and you get to 750 and it starts to wobble a little bit, just in around 800, so we'll back it off to about 750, 735 there, that'll do.
Yeah, go back to the outside then, Brian. Get the outside finished.
Yeah, I'll just take one more cut over here just to kind of level this off a little bit. It's a bit lumpy in there. And that should be that. Tiny little, I'd rather leave a tiny little pimple there than leave a hole.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's much easier to
was
sand
sanded off.
the nipple off
The sand off.
than sand out a hole. You know what I mean? So we've got a little ridge there, which we'll need to take off. And we'll just check for depth on that, see where we are.
Ultra's got
Todd
a
says,
question. He says,
Got
do the
loads of room
powered
in there
face
yet.
shields stop your glasses fogging up? We need to invest in one. Yes, they do.
they do, yeah.
They do, unless your workshop's extremely cold, because the heat builds up in the mask and you've got cold air coming in and it can cause your glasses to steam up. But mostly,
Your nose to freeze.
Most of the time it's fine.
Most of the time it's fine.
Todd wants to know, do real turners use curved tool rests? I do if they got them, Todd. If they want to.
Use them if you have them.
I've got a curved tool rest.
All these new tools, all these
Weighs a ton though.
New additions to tools are fabulous. Why wouldn't you use them if you've got them? So I think we're good on the outside.
I quite like the curve, the J curve that Mark Gentleman Woodturner uses.
Yes.
But I'm not that fond of the S curves and other straight curves.
I have this thing here.
I bought the Sorby one now, and it's not great.
I have this thing.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah, I don't like this.
It's too small.
Yeah.
And it's balanced in the center. So it's what it needs to be.
The one Mark's got
the whole
is
thing
a nice
needs to
one,
be other side. Yeah. be better if the tool post was over here. You could get the thing in more, but it just needs to be a curve, I think. That S-shape thing, I don't think is much good. I have a left and a right-handed version of that. Right, so I'm happy with the outside edge there to about here. The first 2 inches is fine. So I'm going to try the 3/8 bow gauge and just bring
Vaz
Change
from Real
camera
Simple
there now.
Things is in. My Vaz.
if I can get a cut from about there.
Change camera, Brian.
Yep, will do.
Hi,
That one okay?
Vass.
Or would you rather have that one?
That's it.
I can bring your tailstock back up again half. All right.
No, it won't be all right.
He says laughing. We'll be all right.
Pushing it out of the chuck.
Yeah, exactly. I just backed out of that cut because I felt I was taking too much of a cut.
Going back to the curved tool rest, the problem with any specialized tool is it's very good at doing what it does.
Yeah.
But the more specialized it is, the more restrictive what it does becomes.
Exactly, yeah.
This bow's just at the limit of where I can get my banjo underneath it. I can't actually get it quite underneath it. So I'm having to work at an odd angle. It's just a little bump just here. I'm just going to take off with a shear cut. Looking over here now to see is that bump gone. And it is. So back down to here and do the same thing with the shear cut. And just blend that on out now. Or a shear scrape even. So I'm using sight and feel to try and get the desired effect.
David Matchett has just joined us. David.
Hi, David.
Apparently he made another live.
Yeah. She's getting a habit now. Well,
Not too many
anyway.
lives now.
That's it. Should be it. I think that'll be grand. Let's have a look at the shape of it. I think the shape's okay. I'm going to sand that out. So I'm going to change to my GSP power hood because it's spalted. I don't want all that in my lungs. You might not hear me now, or you might be okay. I don't know.
We can hear you.
No, that's quite recess.
Just about.
Now, the only trouble having your standing things behind the lathe is sometimes you get covered in pavements. Let's speed down a little bit. Yeah, if you put your extractor on as well. Eh? So we'll give this a quick sand with, this is 80 grit, because there's a little bit of tear out in there. Yeah, just because of the spalting and stuff.
Yorkshire gets in.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
That's a big
Hi,
chuck,
Glenn.
he says. It's a Triton.
It's a Nova Titan chuck.
Paul Finley would turning at home has also joined us. Oh, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
And Glenn spotted that straight away because I bought it from Glenn.
You mean you robbed him?
No, I didn't know. It's a fair deal. So I'm just having a quick examination there to see can I see any tool marks in that. You can see just a little high spot just about there. But it'll sand off.
Dave B's in from Kansas, USA. Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
So no matter what first grit you use, that's the grit's responsible for getting rid of all the tool marks. And that has done its job. We'll have to finish the foot later when we reverse mount this. Just a little bit just here. So we'll give a couple of more runs of that. I'm not going to spend all day sanding. Just feels like it's nice. Oh, just caught my knuckle on that chuck there.
Yeah, that is a problem with working that blade.
Yep.
Lewis said earlier, it's nice to see you got a lot of space. He struggles with his lathe to work on that side of it. The headstock.
Yeah, there's a good distance between the headstock and the bowl, so you can get in behind it okay. Other than that, we would have done this the other way around. Right, that's good. So that's got rid of all the tool marks. So let's just get us up to 240 right quickly.
The headstock rotates on that lathe, Brian, doesn't it? You could
It does,
rotate it. You could rotate it away from you as well, and bring give you a little bit better access to it. You get a nicer cut
You
as well.
could, yeah. But I'm comfortable enough. It's okay.
Yeah, no, you got it fairly good.
Amy's asking William about the emerging bowl. The only problem with
Oh,
those,
yeah.
Amy, is you need a fairly heavy lathe because a lot of the time you're out of balance.
Yeah. I done one. I think that's the one she was talking about. I done a video there a while back, but it was only a small piece. It was only a little 3-inch bowl emerging out of a block. So, but it's actually quite easy when you see it done.
Yep. All right, once you understand the technique, it's quite simple.
Yeah, it is. It's actually quite simple.
But it looks impressive.
Yeah, it's just something different. Something different. Because sometimes when you pop a bowl up on the lathe, there's relatively not much thought goes into it.
It's always nice to turn something that non-wood turners look at and say, how?
Oh, yeah.
How did you do that?
How did you do that? It's half the fun of it, isn't it?
It is.
So when I looked at it that time, I thought I seen some little lines in there, but I'm not 100% sure if they are or not. Or if it's just the
I
way the
think it's the
grain
figure.
goes.
It's the figure catching your eye.
The
Yeah.
figure on the grain, yeah. I think we're okay there.
The 3-inch sanding pad would serve you well there.
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
5 feet. We can do a 3-inch. I hope. Oh look, 3-inch sanding pads. That's 400. That'll not do. That's 80. We don't want that. We'll pass that. Pass 120. 240. Perfect. So 240 grit makes a big difference. Let's see the
And jam is in. Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Nothing along, Ben.
Brian, reverse the.
Edit.
Yeah, there you go.
Just on it. Right? I'm trying to keep the speed kind of slow anyway. I'm not using it on full power. Just do that run quicker.
You were talking about a video that you put out this morning.
Yep.
On the SC2 chuck.
Yep, I watched that as well. Did the same thing. Drove through the jaws to make it work. That's fine.
A great little choke.
It is a good little chuck for small things, absolutely, 100%. Yep. Right, that's up to 240 grit. So we'll sanding seal that quickly.
Excellent.
You know, tractor's just too far away from that edge there to catch that dust. Stick it. Put a board on there, save the lathe a bit, because I've got a funny feeling we'll be pouring this on. See how we go.
It'll drink a bottle of it, I'd say.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah. It may well be a...
Yeah, the pour method, yeah, go with that.
Might be handy to get a brush, do it with a brush.
Yeah, I find brushes work better on that sort of wood.
We'll persevere now.
Hodgepodge got a question.
Squirted some everywhere.
Hodgepodge says, anyone got any New Year's resolutions? Mine is to not bring up an SK114 during Brian's live. Oops.
I think the SK114 myth
Died his
of
death.
me ever owning one has been completely destroyed.
Yeah, you can't own one because, you know,
We can't take a mic.
we can't take the mic then.
Okay. Right. Not bother doing the foot. Just getting as close to the foot as I can.
Reeve says, pretty nice, Brian.
It's actually started. It looks like a nice shape now, I have to say. I like the shape of it. I'm just going to spin that up and just
Shavings, burnish it.
take some of the excess off. I'll just take some of the excess off first, Terry, before I use some shavings. Denib it a little bit. Don't speed up.
Some of the punkier areas you might need to reapply some more because it soaks it up.
Once I get this bit dry, I'll have a look at it,
Yeah.
and if we need extra bits, we'll add it in.
It won't
See what
take a
that looks
finish
like.
then, you know.
Looking good, though. Looking good.
Yep. There's bits there you would think there was a tool mark there, but it's not. There's just a dark line in the wood. I've kind of caught myself out a couple of times there already. Not too happy about that bit, though. I think that's just soaked in the sanding sealer. I'll give it a little bit more there. That's okay.
Chris Dodd's New Year resolution he's going to call Morris, same as last year.
Oh, is he? Yeah, good man. It's Maurice. Don't let Lewis tell you any different.
And people were wishing each other Happy New Year, but New Year was a bit of a bust for me because I was ill. So,
yeah.
I'm having my New Year's Eve on April the 30th. May the 1st,
Right.
Monday, it's a bank holiday, so that'll be New Year's Day.
Okay.
So I should be going out partying, dancing on tables for New Year on the 30th of April.
I think I'm liking your ideas. Right. What comes next?
Are you going to grit it? No. No, you are.
I am indeed. So this is
Oh.
Yorkshire Grit, supplied by Easy Wood Tools now.
Sing,
There might be
Joe,
a fair
sing.
bit of it.
Just for Glenn.
And Joe's not in today because she's not feeling very well. She's got a really bad cough, just a bit like the rest of us had last week or the week before.
It's going everywhere, isn't it?
It's everywhere, is right. So
Internet
unfortunately, Joe
virus.
has it. So, which is not a good thing for Joe. Oops, dropped it in the shavings. It's a big old bowl, I have to say. So we'll just rub that in gently. Make sure we've got it all covered. Put the product saver back on. And using the same piece of cloth, turn the lathe down to as low as you can go. Well, not as low as you can go, but if you can only go to 500, that'll work at 500. But I can get mine down to, that's 400 there, so we'll just work it at that. We'll just work that in for a second or two, using my rubbish Lidl paper, or Lidl, whatever you want to call it.
That yet.
So Wesley's asking, is there any advantage to cellulose sanding sealer versus thinned shellac? I haven't tried cellulose yet, but see lots of people using it. Should I invest in some?
Yeah, it's easier.
It's easier.
luck.
I
Yeah.
have both basically. I did actually when I first started. I thought, well, I'm not paying all that for sanding sealer, so I bought shellac flakes and I bought 5 litres of methylated spirits, DNH or alcohol for the Americans, and made my own. But I only did it once, and then bought the proprietary stuff.
Took so long, didn't it?
So it takes a long time to dissolve the flakes to start with, and I just couldn't be bothered really. So I just buy it now, and I usually buy Hampshire Sheens, which is pre-thinned. And sometimes I would thin it a bit more if I feel the need. If I've got a real piece of wood that soaks it up, I would thin it down a bit more.
I'm a fan of the Libron one, which is quite thick and gloopy.
Yep.
Dilute that 50-50 with cellulose thinners.
I've never seen that one.
It lasts
Libron,
quite a
is
long
it?
time.
Libron.
Yeah, Libron do one.
So see, a lot of people when they're applying grit and stuff on it, particularly on a live on YouTube, they kind of they don't do it long enough. You just do it for a couple of minutes and then get off it. You really need to be doing it for 3 to 4 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes. Just let the grit do its work. You'll feel it under your fingers whether it's breaking down or not, and it should actually start to feel kind of smooth. The grit should feel smooth rather than the piece of wood. It's a bad cough you have, Pete. That should about do, I think.
Sorry about that, folks. A bit slow on the mute switch.
You're all right, mate.
Some
We all
chat
know what
about Maurice being a bit blue.
Playing it cool.
He's holding his breath.
So we're going to
He's
turn.
jealous of the other mouse on top of the lathe.
Yeah.
Turn the speed up a little
Lewis,
bit.
Lewis is saying you would look depressed too if you were a fraud.
Oi, enough of that, Lewis. He's not depressed at all. He's a Scottish mouse. That's why he's blue.
Always know somewhere colder, further north.
Blue with copper tail.
So what I'm trying to do now is just
Yeah.
wipe off any excess. The speed is currently 680.
Get it up a bit faster if you can now.
Yeah, once I get a little
Let
bit
the
of a
wax
clear
off.
on the cloth, I will turn it up a bit more.
Let the wax out.
And the reason for that is just to help set the wax. So I'll turn it up a little bit more. That's 700. Don't want to go any faster with that on the lathe than me pushing this way.
Hugh
Not
would
really
think that.
pushing now.
Hugh would think that if it's a Scottish mouse, it'd be a moose.
Maurice the moose.
Moose.
Moose loose.
Loose moose. Huh? Moose
Yeah.
loose.
Poor Lewis has
Loose
got no
moose.
snow left after him buying his trail passes for his snowmobiles. The snow's all disappeared. Oh dear.
No, they're coming out even next year. There probably will be more this year. It might just be a respite.
Right, let's have a look at that. See what you think of that. Thinking that should be good now. So we're going to give this a couple of coats of Hampshire Sheen High Gloss. If you've been watching on the Hampshire Sheen website, you'll have noticed that Martin has put up a 2-minute tutorial about this high gloss wax. And his idea is that you put the first coat on and just give it a nice even coat all the way over. And if you're doing it correctly, you'll notice that the whole surface goes dull, particularly after, and there it's starting to grip my cloth. See that, how it's gripping that? A few little shiny bits there, so we'll just go over them. And then leave it for a minute or two. No need to buff it at this stage. And what we'll do is, we'll just let that go for a second. Turn that extractor off, it's sucking my hot air out. And once I feel that's kind of dryish, or the solvents in it have flashed off. A little wet bit still there, we'll just wait a second or two longer. We'll give it a second coat. Martin did this in a demo and it's a really small bowl, so this is taking a little bit longer than Martin did. Second coat. It's not so easy to see where it goes. Apply your second coat. And as Martin is always fond of saying, less is more.
Less is more.
Don't use too much.
Ruben just said they don't get much beech over her way.
No, Ruben.
Canada, for those that don't know.
Too cold for beech trees, isn't it? And I'm going to take a clean piece of cloth. Or tissue. Sorry, not cloth. And just buff this up. Now, the secret of buffing this up is to apply almost zero pressure. Just enough to keep the cloth attached to the piece of wood. if you apply too much pressure, you put too much heat into the wax, and it will end up getting streaky. Gentle pressure and keep the cloth moving, or tissue. And you should end up with a nice high gloss shine. Well, it's getting glossy because I can see myself in it.
Yeah, it is starting to shine up.
There is a huge debate about using material when you're buffing, whether it's safe or not safe. To me, if you're using of cloth, if you use it exactly the same way as you're using that tissue, and it gets caught, it's just going to come out your fingers. The problem is that people use a huge bit of cloth that's far too big, and it has a danger of wrapping into your hands.
Cut it up into small pieces and just hold it
So
just
if you cut it
between
up into
fingers.
pieces
Yeah.
that size, and just hold it, it'll work just exactly the same. But that's entirely up to you. Pay your money, take your choices.
What speed are you buffing it at?
I'm buffing it at 700 and whoops. It was at 760, but I just turned it up to 820 there, and it got a little bit out of balance.
Benjamin's
It's
under
down to
reserve on tonight.
715 currently. That's about as fast as I can go.
Okay. Benjamin wants to know if there's anybody on tonight. No, Ben, I don't think so. You could do it if you want.
There you go. So that's the outside finished.
That looks good.
Right.
Oh, my fingers a little damp bit on there still, so I'm just going to keep buffing that for a second.
Don't think we're going to be on tonight. I don't think Wayne's up and running again yet, so he won't be on for lunchtime.
No.
Still flooded. Might be on Friday, I'm not sure.
It's usually, isn't it Scott does a Thursday night?
Don't know.
Yeah, it's usually that Brian bloke.
Oh, I usually do Thursday night. Why am I doing Thursday lunchtime?
Don't know.
You're doing it for the Australians, you said.
You normally do Thursday night, but you said, yeah.
You're right, I usually do Thursday night. Why did I change back to Thursday lunchtime? Why did I do that?
We're at a miss. We don't know. I had to get up early for this.
You had to get up early? Oh, tragedy. There we go. That's it now. We're happy with that now. So let's get back to the inside.
So there's a space there tonight, Brian, if you want to do it again.
There's a space. There's nobody doing tonight. Anybody want to do another one? Huh. So let's try and do something with this. Let's just do a little bit of measuring first. See where we are size-wise.
Benjamin says you
Brian,
should do
you'll
both.
be doing both lunch and evening, you lazy so-and-so.
Yeah.
Okay. Who said that?
Ben.
So we've got about 20 mil, 22 mil in the bottom.
Plenty left.
On out to there, and then it goes to about 15 just at the bottom of the curve, which is fine.
You haven't got 22 mil, you've got 16 mil, you've got a 6 mil mortise in there.
Yeah, 6 mil mortise, mate.
Yep, I know. But I've also got a little ridge in there, so I'm going to come from here and just take these edges off. Oh, sorry.
Change the camera.
Try that. In fact, what I'll do is I'll move this camera. Put that camera there. Let's see, I think that's upside down now. What's that like? Is it upside down? It is.
Yeah.
That's all. It's okay, I'll fix that. There. Stay. So we've got a little ridge just here and another one just there. I'm going to tidy up this edge first. And I'm going to use my 3/8 bowl guys just for that. Just till I get down to the bottom here, and then we'll change to the 5/8.
He's good and sharp, is it?
Should be.
Christine and Michael has turned her in saying it's looking good, Brian.
There's only one thing to do. If you're in doubt about how sharp it is,
sharpen it.
Just for your last cut.
Sharpen them. Into the drawer. Oh, I need to take the table off. Set the table there because I'm going to use it again just in a minute. Because I'll sharpen that 5/8 as well. Pop that on there. Into the 45-degree slot on the angle finder. No pressure. Because it's a diamond belt, you don't need any pressure. Sharpen one wing. Sharpen the other wing. And then rotate from one wing all the way across to the other. Again, not a lot of pressure. And that'll do. And we'll be back in a minute to do the. I'll just take a drink of coffee while I drink of tea while I'm there. Thank you. Back to that camera.
Glyn has just said, have you slotted the table mount, Brian? You have, haven't you? I think he's talking about on the Pro Edge, is he?
Yeah.
Yes, I did, yeah.
I done the same.
Cut the slot in here rather than just have a hole. Makes it a whole lot easier. Makes it simpler to take it off and on. Right, so let's try this now.
Ben Jammy's going back to work. Bye-bye, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Cheers, Ben.
I think that's about as good as that gets now. Let's have a look. That's pretty good. I still feel a little tiny, but it doesn't seem to be all the way around that. It does. It's better. I'll just finish that one down now. And that's about as far as I can get with that tool. Well, let's go
Hard to
across the
mount as
bottom
well.
with the 5/8.
You saying what about using a scraper?
I could, yeah. But I don't really like using scrapers, to be honest.
On that spalted beech, it'll cause major tear out.
Yeah, because it's spalted.
Yeah.
If it's a nice hardwood, yeah, a scraper might be the ideal thing. But because this is spalted, I'll just show you. We'll see what happens. This is my scraper of choice. And it is good and sharp. So if I just use that, came from the center, it will cut it. But it's liable to leave it with some tear out.
Especially when you go up the side of the bowl and the end grain, it will tear it out pretty bad.
So coming across the bottom there is working okay, but it feels totally different when you get to the side here. And if you look in there, you should probably not be able to see that. But if you look in there, and just here, there's bits of tear out in there. So I'll leave that to one side for now, and I may come back to it. You never know. But we're going to try and come right across the bottom here. Well, I wish I hadn't fallen off that.
Amy's off to bed. Good night, Amy.
Hi,
Hi,
Amy.
Amy.
A couple of months and we'll be back on a more reasonable time. 2-hour time difference will occur.
We dudes in. Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
Where did I put that caliper? Yeah, I've got loads in there yet. Got loads. So I'm actually happy with that
loads.
across the bottom. It's just from here in. Let's go again. Right, I'm happy with that down to there now. So we've just got this bottom piece to take out.
Mhm.
I hope I haven't just funneled the bottom of that.
Well, it sounds
No,
like
it's
it.
not. No, it's a spalting line. I just seen the
Yeah,
spalting line
I
appear
had
in there.
caught my eye as
And I
well.
thought, ah,
Brave.
but
Just
it's not.
measure the depth for you there.
I thought you'd done it.
Measure your mortise depth as well. Get it in the mortise if you can.
Yeah, we've got another 15 mil there, guys. We should be all right. We'll just
I was
flatten this bit
asking, is
out
that
here.
a traditional grind gouge?
Yeah, it's a traditional, yeah. It's just a straight 45 degree. Sorry, 60 degree. Straight over grind. I'll show you the grind on. Just a straight over grind on that. If you can see that or not, can you?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got it.
60 degrees, and it's actually got a little relief on the heel as well to allow it just to glide over the bottom there. That's fine, guys. I'm happy with that now. I will be happy with that. Yep. So now we're kind of back to sanding again.
Yeah, the power gouge.
Yeah, the power gouge, yeah. So I'll stick my hood back on again. And we'll get after this. Bring that down to there. Switch that on. It's working.
Clean the filters.
Yeah, well, not since last week, Terry.
All right, yeah, well, it should be all right.
Should be. Let's just change the sounding pad on this again. I'm using a power hood anyway, so it doesn't really matter about the dust. It's going a little bit faster, so we'll turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, with those larger diameters, it does struggle with the dust collection. When the air filter comes in.
Andy Woodwork Learner says, Brian, have you tried those tear off a visor protectors
Oops,
that
no, I
Axminster
haven't
sell?
yet. It's a good idea, though.
I've got a bunch of them actually. You know, packet of, I think it's a packet of 5 or a packet of 10. They go on the power mast. Just peel them off, put another one on.
Yeah, just cover the whole mask and you just peel it off like a racing driver.
Yeah, that saves
Well,
any
motorcyclists use them as well, don't they? Somehow.
oils or paint's getting on them and things.
That little bit of spalting there gave me a heart attack when it started spinning.
Same
Yeah.
as, yeah. I thought you'd
We
done
saw
it.
it. We all saw it. Terry Bartlett has just joined us.
Oh, hi, Gary.
Hey, Terry.
So again, that was the first grit. So the first grit's you always to get rid of the too much. No, that's not it. This is 120 next. $400. I think that's 120.
You were happy enough with the angle on the rim, Brian, yeah?
The angle on the rim.
Yeah, you're happy enough with it.
Why, what the heck? You just stand it back there a minute. You see? You think it's a bit square looking?
No, I'm just saying, are you happy with it?
Well, it's just. I know Pete was saying about undercutting it a little bit, but I actually have undercut it just the width here. Well, I can show you just right on the tip, right on here. The width there is a little bit thicker than it is there. So there's a little depression just here, just in here. So when you pick it up with your thumb and forefinger, your thumb just sits in it.
Yeah,
So it's
perfect.
easy to pick up, you know what I mean? So there is a little bit, that's quite sharp. Not sharp, but it could do a little rub with the sandpaper. We'll finish that off when we get to the end. We'll just give that a quick rub. And if I just roll that over there, that just takes the sharpness off that edge. And I'll go back to sanding again. So this is 120 grit. There we go. Let's have a quick look. Give it a little bit of a dust out between grits. That's okay as well. So 180 grit. Should be okay.
Happy now?
Last but not least, 240 grit. Grit's usually my last grit. And then I go to using the Yorkshire grit paste.
Brian, you need to put that sander somewhere else, mate.
Right in the way of the
I'm paying you
camera.
to put it there.
Right in the camera, is it? Sorry.
Mm.
I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm having trouble deciding whether that's just badly cut or it's just in the grain. I can't feel anything,
In the
It's
grain.
in,
but
it's in the grain.
I can see something. So it
Yeah.
must be in the
No,
grain.
you
know?
should be able to feel it, but you know.
Yeah. If we're feeling bumps, you would know there's a kind of hole there. I don't think there is something. It just felt a little bit funny.
If it feels good, it is good.
Andy, we're learners. It's a shame that Proxon don't do a sanding attachment to do the same as that drill. Well, actually, they do Proxon
they
do
do.
a sanding one. They
There's
do
a
one,
little.
Andy.
You can buy little sandy flap discs,
them.
but they're very, very aggressive. I wouldn't want to be using them, to be honest.
They are more for carving than smoothing.
Yep. So let's change our mind and do some sanding sealer in a little tub. Stick some of that in there. And we'll use a brush this time.
Finally relented to the brush.
I know. Didn't really want to. It's quicker.
Need to get it in there.
It's quicker. So Terry says.
It is. It's quicker. 2-inch brush would be 3-inch brush would be even better.
Oh, what's wrong with 1-inch brush?
Takes
You're
longer.
just being greedy now.
That'd be quicker if you just took the
I took it off and just
Watson
poured it in
does
it.
off the chuck.
make a point
Dip
that
it.
if you're not careful with sanding sealer, you can get tide marks on it.
You can't.
So putting it on
So you
quickly.
have to kind of blend it in. So I've got one nearly. That's a little sandy sealer tide mark.
Sometimes the spray can can be a quicker option as well.
Yeah.
Me and spray cans don't really work.
You don't like them, do they?
No, I don't like spray cans at all, to be honest. The only thing I can get on with is lacquer. Right, that should do it. Give that a minute to dry. Set that over there so don't knock it down. That's quite fumy, that. Oh, wow.
Wipe off the excess.
Well, Gary, I was just about to do that, Gary. I think it's coming with my cloth. And then we're going to give it a run with some shavings. Just to denib it. Back over there. Turn the speed up a little bit. Right there somewhere. Hold my wrist because we're getting a bit puny. That should be nice and dry now, I think. That'll do. Guess what's next? Where's Jo when you need her?
Well, she's sitting next to Glenn, ready to bash his earlobes.
Yeah, if she can do it between the coughing fits.
I suppose she could save him up when she's
Yeah,
fit.
that's what she
Just
should do.
sing it 10 times.
Have a little calculator sitting there and just add them up. Yeah.
I think if you can start singing, if she starts to cough, just stop and start again. Glenn will
Yeah.
really enjoy it.
Go back to the beginning.
It's going to be some size of a fruit bowl.
It is.
Fruit bowl is right.
The
That's a
market
nice
for that
chunk of
size
wood.
bowl is a
It's
hotel.
a beautiful piece of wood, William. Absolutely beautiful.
Guess what, guys?
What?
My wonderful wife has just brought me a cup of coffee.
Oh, not again.
Oh, get on.
She's far too good to you. She's a star.
And biscuits.
Oh, biscuits
Oh,
as
very
well.
good.
What time's it? 2:20.
Thank you, darling.
So just do this for 2 or 3 minutes now. 4 or 5 minutes, whatever it takes. If a piece of paper would stay together, it would be handy, wouldn't it? Doesn't appear to want to, though.
Let's get another bit of paper here. Tight shot.
Well, I'm just using the same piece of paper to begin with, there, right, to spread the
So
grit.
even tighter then.
Because I'm miserable. Don't want to waste all that grit that's on that bit of paper, you see. That's the.
I reckon you got a separate bin somewhere and you put it in, then you wash it all out and dry it off next time.
You think that's why it's so bad?
Hmm.
You could be right, Terry. You don't know my house, you don't.
Andy, whilst they're worming, I've also been advising my brother-in-law on how to get his internet back up and running.
Mm-hmm. And did it get back up and running?
Don't know yet. I told him what to do. Wait and see what he says. So at least it does bring him broken things, even if it is broken internets.
Hmm.
Touch wood. No problem since I got my fibre cable installed.
Yeah.
Which has made a huge difference.
Well, for doing lives, it's a must, isn't it?
Kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I did have a couple that were disastrous.
Well, yeah. One couldn't even, two, you couldn't even start.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We had to abandon it before we got going. That's 3 minutes worth. And I can feel the grit is actually starting to dissipate. I'll turn the speed up a little bit.
Lewis the London Crowses has recently learned that you can buy drywall screws that will not have tiny slithers of metal on them.
Oh.
And that will get into your fingers. They were more expensive, so I saved my boys some money.
Yeah.
Those drywall screws are blinking awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're horrible.
terrible
They
things.
really
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
The ones you buy that you've got the slithers on, they're okay. Actually, you can use them if you buy them in strips and use the drywall gun, because you don't touch the screws, do you? You just
Yeah.
you screw one in, pull it out, and the next one moves the next one over ready. So they're good for that, but not to put up individually.
Not much good for buying them in a box.
Yeah. Yeah, they've always been lucky, Lewis, but well, they have in this country, more other things.
You know, the reason the other ones are more expensive is because somebody's already taken more out of the box, rubbed their fingers over them, picked up all the
Yeah.
slivers,
Took
shot,
the
Put them back
slivers
in the
off.
box.
in the box.
I got paid £20 for that.
You've got to pay for their bandages.
And they do hurt.
Whoops, come back here. Catch that.
Right, that
What?
camera's shaking again, mate.
Oh, is it? Let's go there then. I don't know what's catching that. Appears to be something catching that, but I don't know what it is.
Was it your tide, Mark?
It's just something down in here that's catching that cloth. Let's just make sure we get rid of all the Yorkshire grit. That's a bit better. Speed's currently at 790. That's the fastest this bowl's been without wobbling.
My lady be marching out the door at that speed.
I was going to say, I'll drop him running, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good stable lift, that's I have to say. I did blow the dust out of this, didn't I?
You did.
I did, didn't I?
You did.
Because I'm still getting dirty marks coming off of that, and I don't understand why. Say why now? Why still?
Perhaps some of the grit went into the spouting because it.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah,
You know,
kind of softer timber, isn't it? Well, it's rotten timber basically. At the end of the day, that's
And
what
it's
spalting
in
is, isn't it?
the start of decay, isn't it?
Yep, it is. It amazes me how we can stop it by adding sand and sealing it in there. Or do we actually stop it, and does it not just keep going in there?
Well, yeah, but your wax would stop it once it gets in there, isn't it?
Are you listening to that Glenn fella in that chat, right?
Yeah, he says horrible stuff like Yorkshire grit.
Oh, that burnt.
And a little bit of a friction polish.
Just a little bit of friction burn there. That's that edge done okay. Right, I think we should be roughly there. I'm thinking.
That's looking
It's
good
kinda
already.
It's kind of shiny already.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's without
wax.
So let's do the same thing with the old Hampshire sheen again.
The Yorkshire grit is great stuff, really is.
It is, there's no doubt. It would be hard to beat in a one fight. That's the first coat of wax on. Wax on, wax off. Well, just leave that again for a minute or two. And we'll give it a second coat. Any moment. In the meantime, I'll have a little drink of tea.
Cold tea, full of shavings.
Yeah. Just say it has to be sweet tea now.
God,
No shavings over there. And I actually like cold tea. There's a lot of interest in that bowl, I have to say, when you're looking at it. It almost looks like a strand of barbed wire here.
Yeah.
sure that wasn't barbed wire left in the tree, were you?
Could have been. It wouldn't be the first time for me seeing it.
No. Yeah, I have a good few hawthorn trees out around the property here that have got barbed wire
Yeah,
where the farmer had wrapped it round it,
yeah.
and you can just see the end sticking out.
Every tree is a fence post on a farm.
Yep, just about.
Yeah.
Oh, that fence is down. Quick, tie to that post there. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Or tie to that tree there. It'll be fine. It'll never move. Yeah, they're quite right. It doesn't move. Get this, Terry. No expense spared. Another clean piece of cloth.
I was just going to say that.
Oh, for goodness
There's
sake.
another piece of brand new paper, Brian. Come on.
I don't know what's going on. It cost me a fortune today.
Kind of speed in it.
I've just been chatting away to myself because I was on mute.
Oh, we on mute.
But ever any constructive criticism now?
That just sounds like being in my house. Michelle's on mute most of the time,
She just hits the selective hearing button.
except when she's telling me off, of course, and then she's not on mute at all.
Which is most of the time, obviously.
Michelle's working today. That's what confused me. That's why I'm down here doing a live instead of tonight.
Always do tonight as well. It's free.
I thought we'd treat our Australian cousins. Have we got any Australians in today?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
Chris
there was
Dodds is
a
in.
few.
Oh, aye,
quite
Chris.
a few actually.
Good.
Amy is Australia as well, isn't she?
Amy's in, yep.
Yes.
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Amy.
Victoria, I think, isn't it?
Chris and David.
Todd. It's Todd. Can't remember.
Australians and Canadians, eh? We have.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a,
All sorts.
I
All
had a
sorts.
funny thing. I was looking on my analytics the other day, as you do, and
I don't.
on one specific video, I had 80 views from Norway. Go figure. Unless it was one person watched it 80 times, I don't know.
You had a couple of thousand or so from India, didn't you?
1,350 from India on one video,
That's mad, isn't it?
which is all a bit strange, to be honest. Let's take the dust
It
off the
depends.
outside of that.
Depends where YouTube pushes it, you know.
Yeah,
Depends where they promote it, yeah.
yeah. That
Right,
YouTube
I'll do.
algorithm is mysterious thing.
I think that'll do.
Wow, that looks good.
Super
Quite
duper
nice.
job.
Just do a wee bit more buffing on this outside edge here. Because a little bit of grit got over the edge, I think. That'll do. Let's have a look, see what we can do about taking this, doing something with this foot. Let's take it off the lathe anyway. Oh, turned it the right way for a change.
That's accidental.
There we go, one bowl. Now, how am I going to remount this thing? Set it
It's
over there a minute.
a kitchen sink.
I need a kitchen sink, it's right. Take this chuck off, if I can get it off. This may be a task in its own, getting this off. I may need the obligatory piece of wood here. We'll try it with this first.
It's a bit short.
Use a vacuum chuck, but then that might make marks in it, won't it?
I'm not using the vacuum chuck today. Good. We'll try a pressure plate first and see what happens, eh? Well, that's a beast of a chuck. Why did I buy that thing?
It's because Glenn can carry it, so so do you.
Yeah, sold it me. It was about 3 ton, that thing.
It's a boat
So-
anchor.
Let's have a look at the said bowl.
Some nice comments coming in there, Brian.
Said bowl there. And said plate there. It should be alright. Stick that plate on there, which is just a piece of 3/4 ply with a bit of mouse mat on it. Some milk mouse mat, router mat. Stick that on there. We need a ring center. So let's just move that up to there somewhere. Bring up set tailstock. I can see a line in the bottom of that, I don't like it. Pop that on there and aim this at the middle. And if it's not in the middle, it's William's fault.
Yeah. I bet you it's not. The ball will have moved some bit.
Oh, don't tell me that, William. Don't tell me, William. Don't be saying that. Let's turn the speed down and turn the lathe on.
A little bit out.
Damn near perfect. What do you find?
This
That'll
is
be-
pretty. This is
It'll work.
pretty near.
It'll work.
This is pretty near as it's going to be, I think. Let's just get that in position there. And all we've got to do is turn that in just a tiny little bit and then smooth out the bottom, take away the original tenon that was there. And we're basically done. So, do I want to do that? Let's just get rid of the original tenon and flatten that out, I think.
You might want to keep it in case you want to repolish the bowl or something.
I can
Well,
leave the, I can
You have
leave
the
the,
mortise there,
You
yeah.
know?
I have the mortise, but I need to get rid of this
Mm.
tenon.
Yeah.
So we're going to use our 10mm bowl gauge just to start taking that off. Make sure it's nice and tight. Lock everything up. Switch it on. Turn the speed up. Somewhere around 400 or 500 would be good. I'll do. And we'll just try and take a little bit off of this.
Cut towards the headstock, Brian.
Go towards the headstock. And we'll just take those little pigtails off.
Step them down. Just keep steps. Just take steps all the way down. That way you're forcing the bowl onto a plate on you.
It's a good
Dog's
shit.
got to go. Take time for him.
It's a freshly sharpened gouge.
Chris is off to bed. Good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
So we're getting some real nice little curly shavings coming off of there. Maybe go right to that camera.
Before you go, Chris, I'm doing Monday lunchtime because Terry's starring in the panto.
I'm on holiday. Not starring in panto. I did enough pantomimes when I was younger.
What do you
When-
mean when you were younger?
When I was younger. I used to be playing pantomime every year. Used to
Your
earn
whole life's a pantomime,
thousands.
Terry.
Used to earn thousands for charities. It's brilliant. More particularly the hospital pantomimes, where Reese used to work. It's good fun.
Getting there.
Yes, they did clean.
Just go back to that camera for a second. Bring that up there. Try that. It's better. So the 360 Club, of which I am a member, had a demo from Les Thorne. And he was telling us that when you're taking this little nub off, It's much better to leave a little bit than try and take it all off at once. Leave it
Yep.
and sand it off.
Sand it back.
Because particularly with things like spalted woods and softwoods, pine, etc., if you get too close to the middle, it's just like just pull the fibers completely out.
And then the breakout causes a depth as well, and then you've got
Yeah, a little hole.
And
Yeah.
job to
and then
sand
up
it.
with a hole.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, what is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Spalting again.
Spalting again.
Yeah.
Is that that same little bit? God.
So that means it's quite close.
Yeah. The good thing is we are quite close.
So maybe time for sanding.
I think quit while you're ahead.
Well, I'm just taking this. I was just about to say the infamous words there, but I changed my mind. So I'm going to quit there and turn that lathe off just for a second. See where we are. Yeah. So all I need to do is just tidy up this edge, and I'm just going to use my skew. And because we're against the tool rest, I have to come in across the top of the tool rest, so I'm actually slightly below center there.
Corner.
So if I just bring that out a little bit and lift it up just a fraction, lock it back up again, that gets me just on center there now, and I'm well over the top of the if you're trying to do it from here, you couldn't get in, see? So switch that on again. Everything is clear. And we'll just use a little scraping on there to bring that So we're just using the skew as a negative rate scraper there, that's all. A little bit more. Sounds like it has a bit of a wobble on.
Well, hardly anything.
But it's next to nothing, is right, Harry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that mortise in there just for now.
Yeah.
In case I need to put it back on the lathe to do anything else with. And what I will do is once the finish is hardened, I'll put it on with a vacuum chuck and I'll remove that as well. Or bring this edge on down to match into the bottom. But that's as much as we're going to do that with that.
Good. Well
Take
done.
that off. Take that off. And I'll just set it down over here, Matt, till I get rid of that plate. He says, hopefully. Now, I did what I always do there and took the spindle lock out and unwound the thing the rest of the way using the handle so as it didn't leave this thing sticking in there. It was a bad habit when I first started. And it would be very easy to fall back into that habit again. So if you can find a little tip or a trick that helps you to make sure you're staying safe, that's even better.
And Lewis is asking if you could spin his faceplate. It's a bit late now, but
If he's going to what?
saying it wasn't round.
No, there was a bit of a wobble in it, yeah.
A tiny bit of wobble on it.
But once I get this little knob off here, I think it is right.
Round as it needs to be.
As round as it needs to be is right. Oh, that's not the place for a chisel, Brian. So we're just going to try and take this off with a chisel. Sharp, that chisel. Let's have a look. There we go. These chisels are all sharpened on my Pro Edge as well. I'll do. That needs sanded, obviously, but that's the bowl. And it sits flat on its feet, no rocking. It's good. Let's go to that camera. Push that one up out the way.
Did it stay above the 15 inches, Brian?
Just about to measure it now, buddy. We're just about
Wouldn't it
to
be
measure
nice, Hugh is saying, if you were going to put it on a vacuum chuck, shouldn't you have left a little nub on it so that you can centre it? Well, no, actually, Hugh, because he's left the mortise in the bottom, so he'll
Mortise
fit
is
it
on the
back on
bottom,
the chuck,
I'll
and then
put the
he'll
mortise
fit
on it.
the chuck into
And
the tailstock.
I've got this piece of kit. This piece of kit here, which is just an M33 thread on an MP2 taper. So you just screw that into your chuck, stick it in your tailstock, bring it up. It makes life nice and easy. Nice little gizmo.
And if you didn't have that piece of equipment, Hugh, then yes, you would need to leave a little pimple in there.
So it is 15 1/8 that way, and 15 1/8 that way. So there it is, one bolt.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Very nice.
A big beastie of a bowl. Just needs the bottom finished, obviously, but we'll worry about that later. And how high is it off the table? It is 3 5/8 off the table. That has a big volume, that bowl. So there we go. That's that nice
Stephen,
bowl.
would do.
Asking if he posts his chisels to you, will you sharpen them back as his
Yes. Yes, of course I will, Stephen. Don't forget to do
Might
the
not-
return postage.
Might not
or
get
they'll
them all
never come
back, though, Stephen.
They might never all come back, so you
No.
make sure you put
So
the
you
return
just keep
postage in,
sending.
Stephen. I have a drawer full of about 25 chisels in there. Right, let's bring these guys back in. These all decent. There we go. There's my support crew, who have been invaluable today, as always. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate
Welcome.
it. Thank you to William for this piece of wood. It's a beautiful piece of wood. I enjoyed turning that. It was more technical than I thought it was going to be.
Turned out very well.
I did enjoy that. And as Pete said, you can just, your fingers just kind of sit in there and it kind of hooks on it. It's very nice for lifting. Good job. Lovely bits
And
of
you fill it
spalting
full
out.
of fruit, like melons and all the big stuff.
Put a whole fruit shop in that.
Put 2 stone of potatoes in there.
Cabbages, potatoes.
Yeah.
It's a small bowl for lunchtime, is it? What are you making tonight, then, Brian?
What?
What?
You don't want me on tonight again, do you?
Well, you should have been on tonight. No, I'm not worried.
I can do one at 7 o'clock, easily enough. I have got a texturing thing that I'm working on using this little piece of wood. This is a practice piece. So I could do something with that. If you want a little something at 7 o'clock, I can do that.
Lewis is
There you
saying
That's
evening live, finish the bottom.
Yeah, no, I'll just finish the bottom. Just put the sander on. Well, we'll
Yeah,
see
just
how
needs a little
quick
sand.
it goes off. I want to leave it for 24 hours, let that wax and everything set in it before I put a vacuum chuck on it. So there we go. That's that done.
Go on.
It's 10 to 3. That was ridiculous. An hour and 15 minutes to do a
Yeah,
second turn.
we wondered you were taking your time, but you know.
I was just
Oh,
taking
you
my time.
can't
don't-
rush these things.
I don't rush.
No.
I don't
Better
rush
to get it
anything
right, mate.
because
Better to get it
at the-
right.
At the end of the day, I'm still quite
Sure.
novice at this kind of stuff. Well, I'm not a novice now, but
No, novice.
I'm still
You
learning.
can't use that blooming excuse anymore.
No, well,
And that's that. You just can't.
okay, Terry, I can't use that excuse.
End of discussion.
But I just like to take my time.
Yeah.
It's a hobby. It's for fun. It's not
Yeah.
something to be. I'm not a production turner. I'm not selling that bowl. I'm not doing that bowl and then another 20 more. So if it takes me 2 hours, it takes me 2 hours. Yay! So
Well, it's all in the end result, you know.
It is.
That's it.
So here you
Good.
finish it. So there we go, guys. That's us finished.
Super job.
Job well done.
I'm not going to do this evening. I've got other things to do this evening. I'm trying to wind these up. I'll be back on Monday evening. Pete's on Monday lunchtime.
Good man.
I think the usual crew's on at the weekend. Jake and these.
I think Pete's starting a run of about 8 in a row. He's going to do
No, just the one.
starting Monday.
Just the one.
When we booked for the one.
I don't think anybody else is on because Wayne certainly won't be on. As far as I know,
He's-
anyway.
He's still deflooding.
I think so. I might be for a
You
while.
know.
Whether
Yeah, it
somebody
could be a
else,
while for
somebody
Wayne's
else will
back.
cover them. Just keep an eye on your notifications, guys. If you're signed up to them, you'll get the notification and you'll see who they are. That's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm doing at the moment.
Fine.
I get about 30 notifications every day.
Yeah,
for
me too.
videos and
You can't see them
Straight
all.
up.
doesn't
I'm
not
subscribed
enough
to that
hours
many.
in the day. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
No, if you could easily get sucked into sitting down in your chair and watching YouTube videos all day,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
nothing else. Yeah.
and then sometimes all night too. I was in that Zoom club meeting last night to 11:30.
Was you? I left at
Yeah.
11. I had to go to
You
bed.
left at 11, and I almost fell asleep at 11:30. There's only 3 of us left in the end, but sure,
Never mind.
it was good out crack.
Oh, is that
Right, guys,
360?
that's
was
it. We're done.
Right then.
Anybody got any last questions or anything? Or no?
Well, they should have asked him by now, so no.
I should have asked them by now. So thanks very much, Pete, for coming in and helping us out again.
No worries.
I hope your cold gets better. Thanks, William, for supplying the wood and
Not a bother.
support.
Not a bother.
And thanks to Terry, as usual, for his grumpiness.
You're welcome, Brian.
Give me
Thanks
a
for
hard
coming
time,
aboard.
Thomas.
William's got a question from Douglas. It says, "Do you have a site that sells where you sell your blanks?" He
No,
doesn't sell
sorry,
them.
buddy. I don't sell them. Just a fool. I give them away.
Yeah. And no, he doesn't
I
have a
know, I
site where
don't-
you
I
can
don't
just
sell them.
order
If
them.
The problem
if
is, William lives in Ireland. It costs a fortune to post them anywhere, so he doesn't
Yeah.
need
Want
to
that
sell them.
size anyway.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to sell them. I'll help him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If I have spares, I pass them on. You know.
You're a good man,
Good
William.
man.
Yeah, indeed.
Not at all.
Appreciate it.
Don't forget a thumbs up on the way, people, if you haven't done that already. And if you don't,
guys,
means you didn't like it, but who cares?
We're done. We're off. I'm going to end the broadcast. The button is being pressed now.
Bye for now.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Cheers, everyone.